Thanks so much for joining us on A Fine Podcast with your hosts, Amanda and
Joseph. Yes, we are back for another week with Dancing with the Stars.
And this week we're reviewing episode 4 of Dancing with the Stars, Disney Night, which was super fun to see. Love the theme.
Yeah, it was a fun night. It was also a sad night, but
the
yeah.
Disney characters made it better.
Yeah, that was fun having them there too. And they had a nice way of showing all the different ones when different people were done with their dances. So
We got Pluto, Chip and Dale, Mickey and Minnie, Max and Goofy.
yeah,
That was great. A lot of cool characters. So they were celebrating 70 years of Disneyland.
yes, yeah, it's been a long time for Disneyland now. So they first opened up in Anaheim. So
And Sasha was dancing in the opening number, which was fun to see.
yeah, they had him. They had a lot of the
Eliminated cast.
Yes, yeah. Now the the Lost crew. So
Okay, the best TikToks have been the elimination crew when they welcome on a new eliminated crew member. The most recent one with Gleb.
yeah, it is funny how they are doing these now. So
Yeah, they did a couple TikToks with Gleb and it was really funny.
yeah,
I love the ones with Brandon too when he joined. That was great.
yeah,
But yeah, I look forward to seeing that every week.
yeah. I mean, but
I don't look forward to seeing people eliminated, but it's a fun
right, yes.
part of that.
Yeah,
So Disney Night started strong with Dylan and Daniela, and they performed a quick step to Life is a Highway from Cars.
yeah.
Good old Rascal Flatts for you.
I mean, his frame was good, but it was just almost, I think, a little too stiff. Like he just didn't have enough. Like, I mean, that's a hard line of showing, right? Of having the blend of, a proper strong frame that's in good form, but then still, loose and able to be able to move and not feel like you've got
Tense
a
up.
board up behind you, keeping you upright.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
Oh, I thought that was the expression. Then I realized, oh wait,
A board
yeah, it's a
up.
different. Yeah, I was like, oh wait, it's a different expression.
Stick up.
Yeah, but I mean, all in all, I think it was all right. I mean,
Yeah, I think I watched it again from the first time that we watched it, and I actually enjoyed it a whole lot better the second time. The first time I noticed a lot of what you were saying. The second time I noticed a lot of good things that he was working on, such as his frame and really getting to know the dance. So
yeah, I mean, I think probably the technicals are fine. It just, I don't know. Just for me, it felt kind of interesting. Just the overall of it just felt a little off. But
something I noticed in this dance too is Danielle is doing a lot of moves around Dylan. So there's a lot of her being thrown around and her doing crazy splits and moves to kind of distract. And
well, there was one bit too where I think when he kind of threw her in between his legs, I don't think he I don't think he had enough momentum with her because she kind of stopped.
oh yeah, we're
Almost
like
kind of
oh,
underneath
no.
of him, and she kind of had to crawl out to get out of it. It wasn't just this fluid move,
Right.
but-
So
yeah.
we'd like to see more moves with Dylan too. But he's making really good progress.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, for the quick step, I think it was good, and I mean, I think he is moving in an upward direction. It was still, I'd say it was better than last week. So he is
It's moving up.
still, yeah. I mean, he's progressing forward.
So Derek says he is the quick step king. He has a good left arm. Watch out for that right arm. Work on head. Sharper focuses to go to the next level. Great quick step. Did you notice his head?
No, I didn't. Yeah, I wasn't looking at that so much.
Yeah, I didn't notice until Derek said something and I watched it back. Bruno says he's hitting the highway to the finals. He's working on everything they say beautifully. Week over week, he can see the work he put in. He did good on the feet and the springiness action. So that was good.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. I thought the feet were very spry.
Carrie Ann says he's understanding the movements, which will take him far. And he scored a 7 from Carrie Ann and then 2 8s. Improvements.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess I'd be okay with this. I mean, maybe like 1-8 at most, but
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it's close enough, so
it's probably worthy of a good old 7.
yeah.
Carrie Ann's hitting the mark. He still has room for improvement with things too.
It's funny to me because I think Derek and Bruno view things in one way, and Carrie Ann is in like an opposite. Because Derek and Bruno generally always give the same score, but I feel like Carrie Ann is the one that is different, right? She goes one up above them
Or
in their
one
ranking,
lower.
or one lower in their. I don't know. I just kind of find it funny, but it's always like her that's the kind of
Usually,
the
we'll
unknown
say
factor. But
she is.
yeah, right, yeah.
All right, so next we have Danielle and Pasha, and they performed a quick step to I Want to Be Like You from the Jungle Book. This was a fun, fast number.
Yeah, this one I thought, maybe technicals weren't as great, but the showman and just the presenting and the entertainment of the dance was great. I mean, it felt very much like I was watching that scene from Jungle Book where everyone's just kind of almost like doing a swing dance and just up and about them and
Yeah,
having a lot of fun.
they
So
really channeled the movie in their dance.
yeah, I thought they did an excellent job at that because it really felt like I was watching that scene again.
Yeah, it was very entertaining. Bruno says she incorporated fun stuff from the movie. Most of it was very good, but she was off timing. And then she apologized, and he said, "Never apologize, darling. You will learn from it." But he said it was impressive. And then Carrie Ann says she had great body contact, like a zipped up bag. Great job. There was a mistake. She looked like she's being tossed around at the end, like her feet weren't under her. And then Derek says the quick step was fantastic, but the Lindy Hop was a little out of sync. But the second half was on fire. And she scored 3 7s. I think this was like a lot of critique for her, but the dance was really good.
I mean, I guess thinking about it, I think Dylan didn't have so much of the out of time and
But
those
did you
cues.
notice a lot of out of time? Or I think if you get off by like a fraction of like a second, you're gonna notice that in quick step, right?
Oh yeah, because it's generally very fast. So, and then your kicks are really kind of going right to the music, right? So, either like the bass drum or uh, something to that effect, or the high notes. But you'll kind of feel it. So if there's a hit and then a flutter kick a little bit after, you can kind of see that gets you out of. You're not directly in sync at that point. So. But I think that might have been just where this is where like the eights happened for Dylan that didn't for Danielle. So
Stiff Dylan.
yeah, I mean, I think that probably is less of a factor for us being off time.
I just feel like there wasn't a lot of it noticeably happening.
I'd say there's 1 point difference between them. The 2 points is probably a little bit too far, but I would have maybe done like 1 point difference. But
Yeah.
I think his is a tad bit better, but not 2 points worth. But
I think there's still a lot of potential with Danielle, and she takes in criticism very well, and she has worked on everything that they told her so far.
yeah, I mean, she's been improving. It seems like maybe not so much as fast as others are at this point, but she kind of has been slowly graduating. But she has been, kind of starting to fall on the leaderboards. She is kind of getting towards the bottom, so hopefully she can get something going a little bit better next week for herself. So
I hope dedication night is the night for her. So we had Scott and Riley next. They performed a salsa to Bop to the Top from High School Musical, which was a very fun dance and something that their audience was really, really anticipating. They finally were Ryan and Sharpay, which was great to see. And then the actor who played Ryan was in the audience supporting Scott, which was fun.
Yeah, I mean, this was a fun one. They, kind of a, I guess I've never seen High School Musical,
Yeah, this
so
is crazy. I
don't
had to show you who Sharpay and Ryan were and what the song was before this week. So
yeah. So I know
it's
nothing about
iconic.
that, but
It's so great. It's like this brother sister duo, and they're competing with each other for attention on the stage, which we saw some of that playfulness with Scott and Riley too. When Julianne at the end, she was asking them questions and they were talking over each other, and they were kind of playing on that bit of Sharpay and Ryan trying to get the attention.
yeah, I could I could feel that during the dance, so that I think that was probably a good ode to the original. So
Yeah, the dance is like about one upping each other. And
yeah,
so, I mean, it was a great dance for Scott too. It really played well with his personality and he had a lot of fun with it. So,
yeah, yeah.
but I noticed something happened with their hands at the end. Like their hands got like all twisted or something in their dance.
Yeah, there's a little bit there with the some of the sweethearts, and then I forget the name of it now, but the spin where he's behind and having to pick her hands up for the moves, but there was a little bit, yeah, of I just kind of got, because I mean that's a natural thing in salsa, right? I mean it's a lot of hand moving and hands going everywhere, and it can be easy to
Hand chaos.
yeah get them out of control if you're not careful. So
Yeah. So Carrie Ann says his confidence has kicked in. He razzle dazzled us with the salsa. There was a mishap with the underarm turns, but the content was great and the choreo was fantastic. Derek says he loves seeing his confidence. The routine was great. The character in the dance from start to finish, well done. Bruno says content wise, all there. They got tangled up a moment or two, but they should be proud. And then they scored 3 sevens.
yeah, and I think that was accurate.
Yeah, but they were at the bottom of the leaderboard
Well, I
as
mean
well.
that's what we saw, right? I mean, getting all sevens is not a great
Not a great
at
thing.
this point now. It's already moving up. I mean, you really need at least 1-8 to be middle of the pack, if not two.
Right.
So
So hoping Scott and Riley can bop their way to the top.
yeah, so I mean, yeah, we're kind of seeing. I think he's kind of one of the others. I mean, he is improving, but I think there's others who are just kind of
Improving at a
going much.
faster rate.
Yeah, yeah.
So next we have Alex and Val, and they performed a Viennese waltz to Once Upon a Dream by Maleficent. And I thought this was really great storytelling. Alex really channeled her evil character. And I loved just like the makeup and the transition to Maleficent for her. And it was a great storytelling dance. And then I didn't know this, but that was Jenna at the beginning, where Maleficent and the princess
Oh,
interacted.
yeah, right.
Jenna in a wig, a blonde wig.
Oh, yeah, I didn't pick up on that
I
either.
didn't know
No.
until I saw on Instagram she was dressed up like that. So
Oh, that's fun.
yeah, that was fun. That was really cool.
Yeah, no, they did a really good. I mean, you know, Derek touched up on this as well, but the the movement of right where she's doing these movements that kind of act like she's controlling him. I mean, they did that so well. I mean, it
They
really
were really in
like
sync with each
you
other
really felt like she was almost doing magical powers to
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 make him
control
move.
him. Like
Yeah.
it did not look out of place or just weird. Like I mean, they were in sync with that. It was very well done.
Yeah, that's a good point. Derek says that they were mesmerizing. It was magical. The dancing alone parts with her were great too because she had that time where she was by herself and she was able to carry her own and have a beautiful dance there. And then he says the waltz and the crosses and the pivots were beautiful and this is her best dance yet. Bruno says it was gripping, a haunting drama. Every moment had a clear intention. It flowed effortlessly for her and she told the story. And Carrie Ann says she's on a roll. She had great artistry, great partnership, and pivots, and she really trusted her partner. And she allowed for Val to lead her, which equaled out a great dance. And then she scored 3 8s.
Yeah, and even too, I think the music and just the atmosphere of the whole thing meshed very well together. I mean, right with the Viennese waltz, it's just fluid kind of the whole time. It's I feel like it's almost like a Beauty and the Beast kind of thing, right, that you see in the thing. But it's just this nice, pleasant, soft roundabout the whole time where you had elements of kind of this hardness with the controlling and different things, which kind of gave a little bit of a flair to it and kind of a unique spin on it. And that, but then you blend it back into that classic chasses and everything. So yeah, I think it all really, really blended well nicely.
Yeah, that was a great performance. I thought it was one of the best of the night.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, it was very well done.
If they were going to give somebody else a 9 tonight, it should have been them too.
Yeah, I mean, I would say because I think they did the elements that they added. It made it a fairly complex routine. It wasn't a very easy one, and she nailed it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this could have been questionable. This one, I thought they were gonna maybe do one, like give the first 9, but then when they didn't, I was kind of shocked. I was like, oh, maybe they aren't gonna do 9s yet this season. But
And then
yeah, and then we saw the next one. But yeah, this I think could have been someone could have given it a 9. I think.
Alex and Val are up there now.
Yeah, I mean they've been pretty dominant throughout the season so far, and she's staying strong.
Yep. Next, we have Ilaria and Gleb, and they performed a quick step to Cantina Band from Star Wars.
Yeah, this is one of the most iconic, I think, of the dances that they did. So, which I've never seen Star Wars, and I had to like hum the whole thing, which you were, you liked my.
Yeah, I was
humming
like,
of
which
it.
one is that? And you're like, oh, you know this song, you know it. And yeah, I think everybody knows this song, even if you haven't.
Yeah, I feel like this is a very common jazz piece band or something in high schools or something.
Yeah.
You would do this in jazz band.
Well, something I noticed is it was a very quick song. So her doing the quick step to this quick beat, it didn't seem slowed down too much from the original.
No, and I appreciate that because they didn't, and I think this you if you're gonna do this, you need to do this one at full speed because it just would I think take away from it, and they did it, and
But the fact that she kept up and it looked really good.
yeah, no, I mean I think it was very impressive that they did that.
Yeah, so definitely seemed like a great dance. Bruno said he watched very closely and analyzed her and was looking for something wrong and he didn't see anything, which is a huge compliment from Bruno.
Yeah, this is where I get I don't know.
Mad.
Well, it's just if that's the case, right? Then why did she get a 9? Because I do think if you're gonna give that at least not even a little bit of something else,
Yeah, you should have something little to say here. Otherwise, it
is.
doesn't make sense.
Right. It just felt like if you're saying that, and then she too, I kind of thought with him, oh, maybe he'll do a 9 if, I mean that was pretty good. But if you're gonna say that, then I would kind of expect you're gonna get the best score of eligible for that, right? Which would have been the 9 in that case, but
Crazy.
no, but yeah.
Carrie Ann says, as women, there's a pressure on us and our age. And she saw her tonight. She was beautiful. She's a contender and it was well done. And then Derek says, personally, there was not enough quick step. It was good, but she has potential. And then this is where Bruno and Carrie Ann were grabbing his mic and saying, no, she was great. She was great. And he disagreed just to the extent that they both were raving about it. And he said, you need to have a breakout moment to set yourself apart. Start thinking about what that can be for next time. And then Carrie Ann says, that was it. That was her breakout moment.
Yeah, I didn't really agree with Derek with that because I think
It's like she's trying so hard, but she's just getting like nitpicked for.
Yeah, and I mean this is a song I think you could totally do a swing to, right? And seeing the Lindy Hop and the other one just escaped my mind, but having those kind of those swing elements that they've added into the quick step, I think is great. I think it goes well with the song. It's such an upbeat, quick song. It flows with that, so I think it just looks natural to have that in it. I mean, everyone's got their own view of how it looks, but I thought it was great with that. I thought it looked good with that. So.
And she got 2 8s and then a 7 from Derek.
Yeah, that was that was too low.
That
I mean,
really
she should
was
have gotten
too
all
low.
8s.
Yeah.
She really should have gotten all 8s.
And that could have been the difference.
Yeah, I mean, it really could. I mean, you're seeing now where like 1 point really does kind of could be the difference for you now. So yeah, that was
Sad.
really yeah. She should have gotten all A's.
It was a great dance. Next, we have Andy and Emma, and they performed a Viennese waltz to Les Festines from Ratatouille. And this was really cute. I enjoyed their outfits. We had Andy as the chef, and then we had Emma as the rat guiding the
Ratatouille.
chef. Yeah. So her makeup looked like it was hard to breathe out of, too.
Yeah, yeah, it did look. I wonder how that was happening, but
But it looked really cool. And this was just like a neat dance about food and spaghetti and
yeah, I mean, it was fun. I mean, it was light. I mean, you know, it's kind of the same with I think with all of his, right? They're fun. It's fun to watch him out there and do it and see kind of where he's improving and whatnot. I mean, you know, he is improving, but there are people who are just, you know, so much further each week than what he's doing. But yeah, I mean, it was still a fun.
it was just a fun time.
Yeah,
So Carrie Ann says she sees transformation, but she's looking for more content and to not lock his knees so much and to lead more with his body and less with his arms. And Derek said that he filled space, which was good, but he had him lift his arms up and then pull them back so he'd be more like in frame. And I think that was a good time to show him what it really feels like to pull your arms back too. And then Bruno said, "Your kitchen puts Martha Stewart's kitchen to shame." So it wasn't really some dance critique there.
yeah,
And then he scored 3 sixes, which I think is fair at this point.
yeah.
But
yeah.
he must have so many people voting for him to score 3 sixes. And I mean, I guess he was in the bottom 3, but they say it's technically not the bottom 3. I wonder where he actually fell.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, I guess I mean, he's got to be, yeah. I mean, I don't know what the ratio is, right? I mean, that would be that's the magic thing is the formula that they come up with, the judges' weight versus the popular weight. But yeah, I mean, you know,
I think people just keep him around as long as possible because he's a joy to watch on TV. And I mean, I have fun watching and seeing what he's going to do the next week. And
yeah.
so I get it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is just I mean, I don't mind seeing it, but it is like
I don't
some of
mind
those
seeing
who are
progressing
they're
more
just
deserve
better.
to
Yeah, like I
stay.
think, well, especially too towards the end, I think they're going to be that much better at the end, and it's going to be really exciting to see them at the end. We're like, right? I mean, yes, he'll improve, but he's going to look kind of, I think,
out of place with everybody else.
right. If you have him dancing next to
Whitney and Mark.
yeah, or Alex and Val, like it's just going to look weird because they're just that much further down the line
Right.
than where he is. So anyway, but
So let's see how long he'll last.
Yeah. yeah.
How long did Vinny last
It was
from
like
Jersey
6,
Shore?
I think. Like halfway
6.
through.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lasted a long time. That may be Andy too.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got a strong following and but I think it just has to, at some point there is like
There needs to be a
the show's
cutoff.
about
Yeah.
dancing, right? Yeah. And I mean, if you're just not
Get out of here. No.
yeah. I mean, there's nothing against him. It's just, at the end of the day, it's a dancing show. It's about the dance level skill and
Can
not
you imagine if he won?
just a popularity thing. Yeah, I mean that the judges' weight, thankfully, at least steps in to prevent that. But yeah,
I feel like he wouldn't even accept the award. He would be like, "No."
no, and I mean, and he knows that too. I think he probably is going in right. Like this is probably the last week, right? Because you do kind of see how shocked he is.
Every week that he's still here.
Right. Yeah. So,
Oh,
and I mean, he's
Andy.
having fun. And yeah, I mean, you're making it through, so just keep enjoying it then. But
Keep having fun and trying hard.
yeah.
He is trying hard. That's something I'll
Oh
say.
yeah, for
He's
sure.
moving.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I think That's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's just totally just scraping by on that. Because I mean, he is because he could get worse scores if he wasn't trying, right? I mean, he could get all fives
I
instead,
mean,
and then
Vinny
be
was like still getting fives, I believe, like fives and sixes towards right when he up till he was eliminated.
yeah, right. So yeah, I mean, I think he's it's not that. It's definitely, I mean, he's putting in the work, but it is just right. It's just some people are able to just progress faster.
All right, next we have Robert and Whitney, and they performed a cha cha to Try Everything from Zootopia. And we just watched Zootopia, so this was fun.
Yeah, well, because I saw that 2 was coming out shortly, and I remember 1 was a great one. I really enjoyed that. You hadn't seen it, so we watched it, so you
Good
could see
movie.
it, and we'd be ready for 2. And yeah, I mean, it's like 9 years later that they're making 2, but
But that's really fun.
yeah, well, and then we learned, through this that Robert's actually one of the characters in it, so
Robert Furwin.
yeah, you got to see the whole, thing. So that's kind of fun for him. So it was cool in that regard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a fun song.
It's a fun song, I will say, but doing a cha-cha to this song looked difficult.
This is just a terrible song for Cha Cha. I mean, it was really bad. Well, not really bad, but it just was not a great fit. I don't think I even ever saw him do a basic step with the Cha Cha Cha.
Really?
It was a lot of these rondevejans and because at first it almost looked, I was like, wait a second, what is this again? Is this a salsa almost? Because like they just did this last week, but then I was like, no, this is a cha-cha, and then I just wasn't seeing much of that. But I think it was just a very difficult song to work with what they had, and I mean they made the best of what they could with it. But
an interviewer asked Whitney about the song choice and putting cha-cha to it. She said, well, that choice was above my pay grade.
yeah, I mean, I feel like they're cut off at the knees here with this one to really work with nothing to.
Right. They had to promote Zootopia too, and Robert being in that movie, and this was the iconic song from Zootopia. So
yeah. So he was kind of at a disadvantage this week with that, but
so it just seems like he came in so strong at the beginning, especially like those first 2 weeks. That first song, like amazing. Everybody was blown away, but it's now at a point where he's kind of just hit this pause or plateau or something with dancing. And some of it could be just the song was difficult to do those moves to. And I just think he needs to focus on all the comments from this week and then kind of making his way back to the top.
yeah, I mean he's kind of had a slump. Right. I mean, these last 2 weeks have kind of been hard. I mean, I think even too, right, that I'm not saying it's all song, right, but I do think song does play a pretty decent role in the whole coming of together things, right? Like the other $1 Million Baby was not a great one either, but so it would be interesting to see if he could actually get something better. Well, next week's dedication week, so I don't know who gets to pick or if they get to pick or.
Well, they do.
Yeah, so maybe maybe that might help, or maybe Whitney could help him.
And next week's contemporary for him, I believe.
Yeah, and that's kind of the one that's
easy going
out of the realm, right? It's not ballroom, traditional ballroom. It's one, so maybe it'll be the week after.
I mean, maybe the jive was just like his thing. He was so good at it because he's just like he has that intense energy. These other ones are probably just more difficult for him to try to maneuver and grasp. And I mean, he has zero dance experience too. So
yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting because he's right with some of this. He's been a little bit stiff. I think jive kind of helped because it's just so much energy and he just has that it worked well. But I mean, it'd be interesting. I forget what he did week 2 now, but I don't know. I think it'd be interesting to see him in like give him a ballroom at this point, and that's probably what they will go next to, regular ballroom, tango or foxtrot or something. I think a tango he'd probably be good in, and I think that would be good to see.
Yeah. So Derek said that he had that Irwin aura, and that's very captivating, which it's true. It's just his family is just like a bright light of people, and they're so happy and that's contagious and they seem like really good people. So he brought that to the dance floor and he said his upper half is strong. There's some weird arms he has going on and he needs to extend his legs more. And then Bruno said it was clean, clear. His timing was great. His interaction was good. And then Carrie Ann says sometimes he stops his movements like he's posing straight for a camera shot. And I could see that. He goes, hoo-ha! And then he's like doing these poses.
Yeah, well, it doesn't seem like he's got the fluid that Latin normally has, right? Jive, I think you're just so up and going, you don't have as much of that because it's just so high energy. Where like salsa and cha-cha, it's not that level, and then you do need more of that fluidity in your movement, and he's still very kind of stiff with things. So I think regular ballroom may be better, like holding a frame. Like I think he would do a much better job with that versus like doing a rumba and doing some cucarachas. And
I think he's just like focused on like how can I hold the correct move, and I mean he's just so focused on doing it right that I think that's making him tense up or something.
Yeah.
Instead of like dropping, because you feel like if you drop and you get more fluid, then you might drop your form and then that might not look good. I don't know. Maybe that's what he's thinking. But Carrie Ann says that he needs to flow more through his movements and stop flexing his muscles so much and relax.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that makes sense because he's very sharp. But like you said, he just needs to like let loose a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, Latin's a lot more fluid and ballroom's more stiff. So I think he's probably going to do a little bit better in the
stiff dances.
Yeah, or just ones that you need a frame, a hard frame, or like Paso Doble. That would actually be a good Latin one that I bet you he'll be very good at when they get to that.
Yeah.
Like a tango and a Paso Doble. Those would be, I think, great for him.
Well, I think he's going to take these notes and he will get stronger and move on, and we'll start to see more and more from him. And I mean, if anything, we know he works really hard. So
yeah. So I mean, yeah, we'll see next. Well, the week after next really is the true one, but I think the next week will be a good one to just kind of get his confidence back and
then go from there.
Yeah.
So he scored 2 7s and Bruno gave him an 8.
Yeah, I don't know. The 8 was a little, I think, maybe generous here. No, just my take, but
so he's fallen a lot though, regardless, even with the 8.
Yeah, because he was first. I think the first 2 weeks, and then he kind of hit midway, and then he's kind of fallen to like lower.
But I think this is good for him, right? It's like, okay, I fell a little bit. Now I'm going to slowly work my way back up.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it'll just light a fire under him and kind of realize what to do to improve and show up next time.
So next we have Elaine and Alan, and they performed a quick step to Space Mountain from the Space Mountain ride, which is crazy.
Yeah, and she's rising from the bottom now.
Yeah, I feel like she was like in the middle of the pack, almost towards the lower part, and now she's just like improving so much week over week, and this dance was so incredible. She did a great job.
Yeah, and especially because this song, it's just an instrumental, right? There's no words or there's no, and it's not, I guess for, hardcore Disney people, right? They kind of know this song, but.
Well, it's from a ride too, so it's harder to connect with. So
right.
If you haven't been to the ride, are you really?
Yeah, so it was very different, right? In that, and she was able to work with that very well, and they performed a great piece with it. So no, I mean she did a phenomenal job this week with that. That was very good. That was very impressive.
What did you think of Alan's alien look?
Yeah, I don't know. He loves these like crazy outfits, these crazy costume things. I mean, it was pretty over the top.
It didn't even look like him anymore.
No, I mean he was like a whole new person.
Crazy. It was very entertaining though. So Bruno says the track was so fast and she kept up with it without any error, and so much content. It was wonderful. Carrie Ann says she's redefining what it means to be a mature, wise, empowered woman, and this was the best dance she's had yet. And Derek said, "Whoa, I blacked out. I felt like I was on a roller coaster. I'm so impressed." He said she held her frame well. There's a lot of steps and she didn't miss a beat. So yeah, this was a great dance. 3/8.
Yeah, and I mean that was, I mean, and rightly deserved. I think that was a great score, and she's really becoming quite the powerhouse.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what comes for Elaine. She has a chance at this.
Yeah, I mean the way she's been improving, she's she's very strong, which I think is great. It's great to see, even like refreshing, just to kind of have someone, from the, the older side of the spectrum to be competing with the younger.
And doing fabulous.
Yeah.
So next we have Whitney and Mark, and they performed a foxtrot to The Room Where It Happens from Hamilton. And this was just a great song to get for this week.
Yeah, well, this was fun, but I do have to say the way that, I mean, Mark did this whole thing. I mean, he really like elevated it and took it to a whole new level with the little incorporations of like the jazz that he did midway through, and it just was such a dynamic and just hot dance, as far as just like you didn't want to take your eyes away, because it was just shifting so much in every regard, and it was like if you look away you're gonna miss something, because there's something happening in every minute. But
Yeah, it was jam packed full of like great material. And also, he just channels like everything about it, right? The music, what angles the cameras are following and where in the dance, just like the creative element. He cared about all things for this dance, not just the choreography itself. So I think that was helpful.
yeah, no, and I think he really enjoyed, I think he had a lot of fun with creating this one, and
Yeah,
I mean it showed,
it
because
showed.
it was phenomenal.
What was funny too, I mean, they showed the short clips, but they showed Mark with Whitney's family at Disney. And he was like hanging out with the kids and having just a blast at
Yeah,
Disney.
yeah, that was that was fun to be able to see all that.
Yeah, it was fun to see like the partnership at Disneyland and those clips between all the different people. But yeah, so that was, I mean, great performance. Carrie Ann says there's traditional foxtrot and then there's Mark's foxtrot. And she said her lip was quivering. It was so good. The technicality of it and the painting of the picture was incredible. And then Derek said he felt like catching a front row seat at Hamilton just watching this performance. And he said, get these two on Broadway. Smooth, great texture, filled the space with movement. And then Bruno said, show stopping, worthy of the best of Broadway. The interpretation was very fluid. The foxtrot was great. You should be proud. So the judges raved about this. And then Carrie Ann gave the first 9 of the season, followed by 2 8s.
Yeah, which I would say, I mean, out of all of them tonight, I do think that probably was the best night, the best dance of the night.
Yeah, it was mind blowing for like at this part in the season, and they're already there. Just think about what they can do going forward too.
Yeah. I think too, he brought this interesting spin, which I've kind of never thought about, right? But there was almost this fusion of different things, which I think is what made it kind of so interesting and captivating. But like I said earlier, the blend of having that little bit of like jazz in the middle, and then still having the foxtrot, but just because with the song style, it just blended, and then it just fit naturally. It didn't take you back or kind of catch you off guard. But having that fusion really just elevated the whole thing to like a different level, I think, versus having, right, like you just had foxtrot,
Straight, yeah.
but now you've got this new incorporation of like some jazz moving in there, and then right back into the foxtrot. So it really was just like, whoa, what's gonna happen next?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it wasn't a traditional. I mean, they kept the traditional elements, but also added these really cool things on top of it. So
Well, and it's like, I feel like it's like in cooking, right? Like you can, do
enhance
like
things.
like Tex-Mex, or the different fusions of Japanese food with American food, or you kind of had like that with this, but in like the dance realm, which was cool. It wasn't
Right.
like confusion, but good fusion.
Confusion, fusion.
Yeah.
Something else good too is, I mean, I think Whitney's very theatrical with her facial expressions and her ability to express herself. And then Mark is very theatrical as well. And then a lot of the times Mark is trying to like hold back like how much energy and entertainment he wants to give to like match his partner, but now his partner's matching him in a lot of that aspect. So I just think it's a great pairing. You could see that in this dance that the two of them had together as well.
Yeah, no, right, absolutely. Yeah.
So both very much entertainers. So next we have Jordan and Ezra, and they performed a quick step to Special Spice from Tiana's Bayou Adventure Ride. Another ride song.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that they picked some of these songs from like the ride versus, the movie or something. But no, I mean, all in all, this was, I mean, she's still moving up and staying strong and has just been moving upwards. I mean, all this was very well done for her.
Yeah, I thought this was a great performance, and you can tell how much Ezra is also listening to the notes from the judges, because you could see him kind of like bending down in this dance to make sure that she could fit his frame, or to make things a little bit easier for her too.
Yeah, well, I do think there is a good level of, they're both willing to adapt and kind of be the sponge and take the information and turn it into what they need to do, the next week. And yeah, they've done a very good job with that, which has shown and why they're, I think, improving so quickly as well. So
Yeah, I think they're great together. Great improvements, and this dance was just a beautiful, nice dance that they had. And Derek said it was crisp, charming, like a princess. She held her frame well. And Bruno says it was very elegant. And Carrie Ann says, you touched our hearts. It was fun, animated, and authentic. And she scored 3 8s.
yeah, I'd agree with that. I think that felt
Like an 8-worthy
appropriate.
performance. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, one of the best of the night for sure.
Yeah. And next we had Jen and Jan, and they performed a jazz to Friend Like Me from Aladdin. And Jan's crazy outfit. So he was the genie, and he was dressed in blue.
Well, probably spray painted blue.
Oh, yeah. Blue on his bottom half
Yeah, right.
dress. But
Well, and then to do like
the thing on his head,
right, like the bald look, but
the ponytail. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty wild outfit.
And then Jen had a lot of really great like movements. She's just moving so much. They did that double cartwheel together.
Yeah. This, and once again, this was kind of the jazz, which is a weird one that they they have in the mix. So I don't know really how to look at it, but it was fun. I mean, it was fun to watch, and they were in sync with their movements and pretty well, on time, and the musicality felt there. So yeah, I mean, all in all, it felt like it was a good performance.
It was just like a fun performance and a lot of things happening in it. So Bruno said it was spectacular. It was theatrical magic, good acrobatics, and well put together. Carrie Ann said great performance, but something about it didn't set her over the top. They need to make it a little more challenging moving forward. And then Carrie Ann got booed for that.
Yeah, which, I mean, I would kind of agree with that, because I just don't. I mean, how do you make jazz hard? I guess I don't know. I don't know. It didn't seem like there just wasn't a heavy wow factor with it. Like, I felt like Scott's jazz was more impressive.
The wow factor was definitely there. Yeah.
Than Jen's was, but I just don't know, kind of what you do to do that. But
well, I feel like Jan's go-to is throw a bunch of acrobatic movements in it.
yeah, there is a lot of that of thinking that's like
the key, but maybe like tone those down a bit and focus on other things.
Well, it's such an I think it's, for this level and for what they do, it's just like an overused thing. Like, I think it's right for someone who hasn't been watching this a lot. It's probably cool or fun to watch, right? But after so many seasons, you're seeing everybody do this, so it's just as like, I'd rather you do something cool with a with a certain spin or turn or
Dance wise.
be creative. Yeah, something a little less commonly used.
Right.
That could be more point worthy or wow factor. So.
So Derek says, well done. Great way to end the night. And then Carrie Ann gave a 7, followed by 2 8s. So yeah, Carrie Ann's just not convinced.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't, maybe 1 8. I felt like maybe at most, but yeah, I don't know. For me, it's just kind of one of those like this in the contemporary, right? They're just kind of the more
The out there
modern, but
dances.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're just the like not in the ballroom realm. They're just like on their own different
It's
level.
hard.
It's just more about like the feel of it and the emotion and the showman of it more so than I feel the technicals of it. But
Yeah, so we'll see what they come up with next week. I think Jan is still learning too about how to operate in this environment.
well, yeah, I do think there is because there is a level of knowledge that the pros have, right? Of creating the choreographies, what the judges want to see, how they should be, developing these things. There is a lot on their part that they have to do. So
Yeah.
I think there is a knowledge factor in that of what you want and just years of experience, right? Like I mean, Mark, he's been doing this for years and years and years, and that's why he's able to create these great pieces. So
He's very comfortable with coordinating everything and
you're right.
doing
Yeah.
all of that. Yeah. So, but we'll see. So, the bottom 3, not necessarily the bottom 3, but the bottom 3. Danielle and Pasha, Andy and Emma, and Ilaria and Gleb. And Ilaria and Gleb left us tonight.
Yeah, this is just
sad.
Yeah, because I feel like she's been a strong contender. She definitely, I think, skill wise, could have made it. Towards the end, probably top 3 or 4. But and I don't know. I do kind of feel like she's been a little bit underscored every week. So, like, I think she definitely could have been one of the best. So to see her go this early, I think was just a real shame. It just was very like demoralizing because it just, I mean, and I get it, right? I mean, it's a show. There's the popularity side, but
Yeah.
it's just
And the votes just weren't there. And
yeah. Because I mean, you just look, right? I mean, from a technical skill, right? Like, I mean, we know for sure she's better than Andy, and
right.
But yeah, I mean, there is the popularity. That's what gets the people viewing and watching and being able to participate. So, but it was just sad to see her go. So
It was sad. And I mean, people are saying terrible things about her online and all these controversy things with her. And I mean, I think a lot of that probably contributed, but the way she reacts to everything has been like nothing but good spirits. And even her leaving the show, she was just so thankful to have the time and the experience. And so,
well, and right. I think one thing, right, is I'm sure I think your personality kind of shows best under the negative things that happen to you in your life, right? And I think her reaction to being eliminated versus Lauren's was a lot more telling and kind of how she views things. But
right, I'm sure she wanted to go out there and say, "Yeah, I'm mad," or
right.
"This
and I mean,
this is terrible," but she was just grateful, polite, thankful,
and especially because even in that week, right? And I get sure, right? One bad week could send you home, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. If she had done terrible this week and she got eliminated, then then yeah, I would be more agreeing of if that happened. But I mean, she still was what? I mean, multiple like 5 points above Andy, I think,
right?
just from the judges' points perspective. So it wasn't even like where Lord was only 1. So like, okay, I guess you're right. I mean, that it was a little more understanding, I guess, in that
I
situation.
think Lauren was the same as Andy, right?
Oh, was she? I thought she was 1. Oh no, she was the same. You're right. Yeah, yeah. Jen was the one
So
that
that
was 1. So
makes a little makes
Right,
it a
'cause she
little
was
bit
at
better.
least-
Yeah.
last place, right? So where
This could be more of an upset, right? Because she's like in the middle of the pack and she's
right, and
leaving.
then she got eliminated. So,
so
but I mean, yeah, 5 points. I mean, that's a popularity has to weigh in quite a bit to.
yeah.
I think because I do think the judges' scores are weighted. I think quite a bit more heavy than the popular. So, like, it'd be interesting, like how many points, like 1 point of a judge represents, so many votes from, the people, right?
Yeah. And I think it'd be really interesting to see like what place did everybody come in every week. you know?
Yeah.
That would be really interesting. They should open that up at the end of the season where you could see like week by week.
Well, I thought about that, but the problem is you'd be able to calculate or get a pretty close idea of how their algorithm is for the voting and like how it all stacks up.
And they're trying to hide that
Yeah, I don't think they want people to know that. So,
secret.
yeah.
Well, that was this week, and Disney Week was a lot of fun to watch and interact with. And then next week, get your tissues ready for dedication night.
Yeah, this will be a lot of the modern pieces and all the
Touching
people. Yeah.
stories.
So it'll be yeah.
There's already so many great ones that we read about. So we're excited to see them all.
We will see how it goes.
So many I'm excited for. So many.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for tuning in to A Fine Podcast.
Yeah, thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed it, and like and subscribe if you haven't already, and check us out on social media.
That's right. And come cry with us on dedication night. We can't wait to cry with you all next week.
Yeah. Lots of tears for sure. Yeah, right? Yeah. Haha. We'll
It'll
have
be
'em.
touching. Can't wait. All right. Bye.
Ciao.